Happy Tuesday, everybody. It's good to see you. Look at what a beautiful day. Even if you're not in Monona Terrace in the building, like, look, it's beautiful outside. Sunshine forever. Just a heads up, I have a little weird dry cough. So if that comes on, I will unmic and then I will cough, but y'all just keep doing what you're doing. I'll be fine. I'll drink some water and we'll move on. All right. But it might happen, it might not happen. You know, do you ever get those little dust particles that drop way back in your throat? And then it's like, yeah, that's what time of year it is for me. Okay, let's find a nice supportive shape. Maybe you want to sit. Maybe you want to stand. Maybe you want to lie back. You do you. Whatever shape you choose. Practice feeling the ground. And from that space of anchoring down, feeling the earth, feeling the ground, pause. I will gently remind you that you have total agency over your practice, over what you do here. If you need a break at any time, always take a physical break, take a mental break. And as we're sitting, lying, standing, and breathing, anchoring down, reminding ourselves that pausing is doing something. We live in a really busy, fast-paced, go, go, go lifestyle world. I often hear, I don't have time, I have to hurry, too much to do, fill in the blank. This is an opportunity to practice doing slowing down. Slowing down is doing something. Pausing is doing something. Coming back to your body, breathing, anchoring, grounding. Taking time to check in with yourself are all examples of doing things. We'll take about 5 breaths in whatever shape you're in. So you might be standing or sitting or lying back. Feeling your connection to the ground. So in any of these shapes, we can't really see our sit bones. We can't see our feet if we're standing. I mean, you could look down, and if you're lying on your back, you're not seeing your backside. We're practicing feeling parts of our body we can't see. So just taking a couple moments through your breath to feel these parts of your body that you're not looking at. What do you feel through your sit bones if you're sitting? What do you feel through your feet? What do you feel through your back body? What does it feel like? Do you notice your breath? Is your breath even? Is it slow? Is it fast? Does it feel fluid or choppy? Does it feel easy to take a breath, or does it feel more labored? We're just here being curious, gathering information. And we'll take about 3 to 5 breaths. And come on back to your breath, full inhale. And take as long as you need to take a full commitment exhale, which really just means we're here to empty the lungs, gently let go of the breath all the way to the end. Great. And then we're going to come onto our back. So if you're not there, roll onto your back into constructive rest pose. Bring your hands onto your front hip bones. One more time. Notice what you can't see. You can't see your feet. Can't see the back of your hips or the back of your ribs or your shoulders. I don't know. I can't even see my elbows. Just feeling what you can't see. And then bring awareness to the back of your hips. And take your belly button and push your belly button into the floor and feel your low back imprint or press into the floor. Slow. Now feel your pubic bone and take your pubic bone and push your pubic bone down and feel your low back come up. It arcs. There's a big gap now between the floor and your low back. And do this a couple more times. Rocking your pelvis into your low back into your pelvis. When your pelvis moves in this exercise, your low back follows. 1 or 2 more. Then just come back to that neutral constructive rest pose, back to baseline. Give yourself a full inhale and a full commitment exhale. Try not to cheat the length of the exhale. No need to rush or hurry. And then with your next exhale, one more time, press your belly button down into the floor and feel your low back. Pause. You can't see your feet. Can you feel your big toe? Can you feel your pinky toe? Push those 2 toes into the floor. Big toes, pinky toes. I guess there's 4 of them because we have 2 feet. Now, slowly start to curl up or peel up your low back, your pelvis, your low back. Lift up, low bridge. Pause. Can you feel your big toes, your pinky toes? Now let your spine roll back down. You pick your pace. We'll do 2 or 3 more. Keeping attention, awareness all the way down into the toes, heavy toes, rolling through your spine, rolling through your pelvis. So waking up some connection through the back of the legs, hamstrings, pelvis, low back. Next time you come to constructive rest pose, that's the pose we started in. Just pause. Again, notice what you can't see, your feet, your whole back body, your elbows. Notice, what do you feel through your feet, the back of your hips, the back of your ribs, lungs, the back of your skull? Do your elbows feel heavy or light? Now check in with your chest. We soften through the chest and the throat, through the jaw, and roll up one more time to your bridge. So press into your feet, roll up to your bridge, and hang out for a moment. You could have a pretty low bridge. You might have a little higher bridge. Now check back in. I can't see my chest, but I can feel my chest. So feeling across the front of your armpits, into your sternum, breastbone, into your heart space. As you take an exhale, can we imagine opening up nice and wide, spacious across the chest, across the armpits? So we're opening, letting go through the chest. And then with your next exhale, trying to keep your chest open, take your sacrum, that's that triangular bone in the back of the pelvis, and push it up a little bit. Like you could take your pubic bone up to the ceiling, maybe just a millimeter, maybe an inch. Come back to your chest, holding your bridge. Back to that feeling. Can you feel a little more open across your armpits, a little more open in your heart space? 3 breaths here. And with control, after those 3 breaths, paste your spine back down on the floor, vertebra by vertebra. Back to constructive rest. When you get to constructive rest, come back to your experience, noticing what you notice for 3 breaths. Be patient with your breathing. You're practicing patience with the breath. Doesn't matter, pick a leg, pull it into your chest, hold on to the back of that leg. Outstretch the opposite leg on the floor. And push that leg away and roll yourself up to sitting. You might roll over to the side and come on up. Feet come out in front, sit up on your sit bones. Arms can just hang out on your legs. All right, so we don't get to see the sit bones. I mean, we could look down, right? We could, but we're gonna try and keep our gaze out in front of us. You could even look down at the floor a little bit in front of you and just feeling, okay, there's the top of my sit bones. Okay. What do you feel when you go on the back of your sit bone? So you're gonna rock towards the back of the sit bone. You might feel how there's again, like your belly button's pushing back. You might feel a little rounding in your low back. Then you're gonna come back to the middle of the sit bone and then come to the top, front, way forward on the sit bone. That's like tilting your pelvis. That's where we have that little arc maybe, okay, in the low back. And just do that a couple times, going back, feeling that through your low back. You don't see your low back, but you can feel it. You might start to feel a little more mid back to your upper back, middle of the sit bone, front of the sit bone. Okay, 1 or 2 more. Okay, now you're going to go on the back of your sit bones. Pause. Keep your feet nice and anchored. Push into that big toe. Push into that pinky toe. Okay. We don't want to feel like we're holding the whole body from your hip creases. So remind yourself where that core is. So from that hip point up to your armpits, that rectangle, nice and strong. You're going to take your arms out in front. Keep your belly button facing forward. So if you can interlace, fantastic. That's a little much for your shoulders. You're going straight out with your arms. You're going to take a little twist to the right and then all the way over to the left, moving your rib cage. Try not to move your legs. Keep your legs set. Keep your belly button facing forward, rotating side to side. If it gets a little much and you're like, whoa, I am getting so tight in my hip flexors, in the creases of my hips, sit up a little bit. Try 2 more to the right, 2 more to the left. Next time you go over to the right, hold right there. Okay, just keep your left arm where it is. Take your right arm down. Push from your back shoulder blade. So you feel your shoulder blade. Can't see it, but you can feel it. Shoulder blade on your back. Push down. lift your spine up a little bit. So we're sitting up and then you're going to pick up your right leg. You're going to push it out and pull it in 3 times. Hold your leg out. Great. Lower and lift. You got this. Feel like a cheerleader doing my halftime routine. Hold. You got it. 3 breaths. Oh, feel that in your low belly? Oh, great. Sadhana. Take a break. 3 breaths. All right, sit back on those sit bones. Take your arms out in front. We're only going to twist 3 times. 3 times to the right and then to the left. Next time you come to the left, pause. Right, keep your right arm where it is. Take your left arm down. Great, pick up that left leg. Great, push and pull. Right, maybe you just do it on the floor. You do you. Next time it's straightish, lift and lower. We'll breathe, come back around to the front, sit up, hug your legs, drop your chin, you can look right down there at the earth, come back to your back body. Again, you don't get to see your back body. Notice what you feel. 3 breaths across your back. Simultaneously, 3 breaths down your back. Great. With your next exhale, vertebra by vertebra, sitting up. Okay. And then however it works for you, we're coming all the way on up to standing. Okay. So however it works, come on up. If you're in the room, you feel free to stand and look out at the lake. Lake water is moving pretty fast today. There's a nice wind. You can look all the way over to Monona Bay. And just soften your gaze. Find a nice, what you would define easy stance. And give yourself a full inhale and a full exhale. Just keeping your gaze, looking out without looking down at your feet, feeling your feet connected to the earth. I'm going to slowly take the weight a little bit forward through the balls of the feet, and then take the weight a little bit back into your heels, and just go front to back. Just a few times, feeling big toe, pinky toe, feel your heel. And then where do you feel that the weight is about the same? Where do you feel like it's about balanced? Front foot, back foot. Then you're going to go side to side, left to right. Try not to look at your feet. Trust what you feel. And then find what you would consider balanced. Front to back, side to side. And then let your arms be heavy. Come back to trying to feel openness and ease across your chest, through your heart. One full inhale, one full commitment exhale. Next exhale, we sweep the arms out and up. Inhale, hip creases press back. We fold all the way over. You define all the way. No need to touch the floor. And then we exhale, come all the way back up. Reach towards the ceiling sky. Inhale, fold. Exhale with your breath, come up. 3 more like that, following your breath. No need to ever stay with the group. You want to follow your breath rhythm. Last one, arms come all the way up. We stand with your arms overhead if that works for your shoulders. And we want to see the arms through the periphery. So careful not to have your arms way, way back. And practice looking gently through the sides of your eyes, out through the front, and anchor into your feet. And then lift the hip bones up, lift the ribs up, and stretch your arms up towards the ceiling. Give yourself a full inhale, a full exhale here. Length, length, length. Long spine. Arms come down with an inhale. One full inhale, one full commitment exhale. Okay, step your feet wide. Okay, heels come in, toes go out. Okay, again, look ahead. Even if you're looking down at the floor, you could look out in front of you a little bit. Just try not to look at your feet. Come back, feel your feet. Big toe mound, pinky toe mound, heel. As we go down in that sumo squat, can you feel your knees bend? Feel your knees straighten. Can you keep that feeling of equal weight, right side, left side? Feel the knees and ankles flex and straighten. Great, 2 more. Great, next time you come down in your sumo, just pause for a moment. Take your thigh bones and just gently open or press them back a little bit. Like you're trying to get your knees a little more towards your pinky toes. There you go. Spine lengthens up. Back to that feeling right across your chest. How would you create space through your breath across your chest? Exhale, bend your knees another millimeter to an inch. Take your arms down. Exhale, straighten your legs, sweep your arms up. Inhale, come down. You might clap your arms down at the bottom. Exhale, sweep up. There you go. 3 more with your breath. Last one, hands will come down on your hips and legs will straighten. Pause. Give yourself a full inhale. Give yourself a full exhale. Turn your left leg in, a small piece of pumpkin pie. Turn your right leg out. Pause. Feel, try not to look at your feet. Do you have about the same amount of weight in your front right leg all the way through the foot as you do in your left back leg all the way through your foot? Okay, we're going to try to keep that feeling of equal weight as you let your right knee bend and straighten. We're just doing 2. Fantastic. Next time your right knee bends, pause and then check back in. Does that left back leg, you don't have to look at it, you can feel it. Does it feel like it has about the same amount of weight as that front right leg? If not, adjust a little bit. I want both legs to feel about the same. Okay, bring your hands up towards your chest. Soften through your face, your throat, your chest. Give yourself a full inhale and a full exhale. With your next exhale, push both legs down into the floor to straighten your right leg. Bring both legs around to the front. Hands back to your hips. Heels in a little bit. Toes out. Exhale, sumo with your arms float out and up. Inhale, arms down and in. Legs straighten. Maybe this time you lift your heels. We're doing 5. Feel free if you want more challenge to lift the heels. Simultaneously moving your arms and legs with your breath. Great, 1 more. Next time your legs are straight, your hands are towards your hips, pause. Full inhale, Full exhale. Right leg turns in like a little piece of pie, left leg rolls out. Try not to look at your legs. Feel your legs. Right leg, left leg, about the same amount of weight. Let your left knee bend. Trying to keep that feeling equal weight, left leg, right leg. It's really easy when you bend your left leg to lean forward and put more weight out into that left leg. We're trying to keep that idea of midline. Equal weight. Next time your left knee's bent, pause. You don't have to look down. You can feel your two big toes. You can feel your two pinky toes root down. As you push through your feet, let your spine lift energetically. Bring your thumbs to your chest. As you exhale, can you open a little more spaciously across your heart? 2 breaths. Your next exhale, push both legs into the ground to straighten that left leg. Come back around. Both toes and knees face forward. Great, hands in your hip creases. You're going to push your hip creases back and take a wide leg forward fold. Just one all the way over. You define all the way, and then you're going to push into your feet and come on up. Push into your big toes, push into your pinky toes. Keep pushing down. Come all the way on up. Left leg rolls in. Right leg rolls out. Front of the hips lift. Great. Feel equal weight. Front right leg, back left leg. Bend your right knee. Pause. Great. Can you feel your right pinky toe? Can you feel your right big toe and your right heel anchoring down? Sweep your arms up to the ceiling. Anchor into both legs, rooting down. We did a little earlier. Lift the front of your hips, lift your ribs, reach up towards the ceiling without losing your connection to the earth. Long spine. Exhale, right hip tips, right elbow to the right thigh bone. You're coming towards your side angle. We're going to be here for just a moment. Take your left hand and bring it down onto your left hip bone. All right, without looking, can you feel your right butt cheek? Your right knee's bent, so that's that butt cheek. Pull your butt cheek back, and at the same time, take your shin forward. So there's a little pull forward of the shin simultaneously. You're pulling your right hip crease, right butt cheek back. You feel that? Imagine if your thigh bone could be longer. Your shin's trying to go forward, your butt cheeks pulling back. Lots of strength and energy in that right thigh bone. Legs are heavy. Maybe from there you spin your chest. Maybe there you take your left arm up. You got 3 breaths. Push both legs into the floor to come on up. Right leg rolls in. Left leg rolls out. Lift the front of your hips up. Pause. Soften your chest. Let your left knee bend. Without looking at your feet, feel your feet. Big toes, pinky toes, heels. Do you have about the same amount of weight in your right back leg as you do in your front left leg? Legs anchor, arms come up. Don't lose your roots. Keep grounded as you lift the front of your hips. You lift up through your ribs, you stretch. Great. Tip at that left hip, elbow to thigh bone. Right hand onto your hip. Great. Unification of opposites, right? Left shin's going forward and your left butt cheek hip crease is pulling back. Imagine your left thigh bone were twice as long as it is. Great. Then you might spin your chest. You might take your left arm up. Those are maybes. 3 breaths. Push both legs into the floor. Feel that connection. That's what pulls you up. Down creates up. Great. Come back around to the front. Step both feet together. Try not to look at your feet. Look out at the lake or look out to the floor in front of you. 5 breaths. Just come back into your experience. Again, you don't have to look at your feet. Can you feel your legs connect into the earth through your feet? Maybe you use a chair for down dog. Maybe you use the earth. We're going to downward facing dog. So we're going to exhale, sweep your arms out and up. Big full body stretch. Right? Don't look at your hip creases. Feel your hip creases. They pull back. You reach out long, keeping length through your spine. Fold to your chair or the floor. Step your legs back. Lift your heels. Downward facing dog. Try and just let your head hang and give yourself 3 breaths. You feel your hip creases. Pull those hip creases back. Pull your butt cheeks back. Long spine. Head hangs. Keep your hip creases drawing back. Then right between your shoulder blades, you don't get to see this. So come back there. Feel your shoulder blades. Right between your shoulder blades. That's where we're working. Lift your chest and see if you can feel extension in that thoracic spine between your shoulder blades as you look at your thumbs. Let your head just hang. We know we can do this in our neck. We're trying to do this more in our back. 3 breaths. Bend your knees. Shift your weight forward. Step your feet up to your hands. And come all the way back on up. Full body stretch. Arms down by your side. 1 full inhale. 1 full exhale. Great, here we go again. Exhale, sweep your arms out and up. Pull your hip creases back, long spine, fold forward. Step your feet back. Bend your knees a little bit, pull your butt cheeks, pull your hip creases back. Bring awareness right up between your shoulder blades. Let your head hang. So it's not from your chin or your neck, it's right between your shoulder blades. Lift to look at your thumbs. See if you can feel a little more between your shoulder blades. When you lift your head, then let it relax. 2 breaths. Shift the weight forward again. Walk your feet up to your hands. Come all the way on up. Great. Bring your arms to your side. 1 inhale, 1 exhale. Step your feet wide. Great. Left leg rolls in, right leg rolls out. Great. Sweep your arms out and up to the ceiling and bend your right knee. Pause. Anchor down. What do you feel through your feet? What do you feel through your legs? Great. Reach that hip. Reach your hips up. Reach your ribs. Touch the ceiling. Great. Exhale, tip. Right elbow. Maybe your right elbow lands on your thigh bone. Maybe your right arm is straighter this time. You're just on the inside of your leg. Find your right hip crease. Draw it back. Let your shin feel like it's going forward. Spin your chest. 3 breaths. Take your head and just kind of look down at the ground. You see some of us looking up at our thumbs, and that's great. If you can look up at your thumb without straining your neck, fantastic. But if you feel like looking at your thumb is straining your neck, just look down at the floor. Great. Push into both feet. Come all the way on up. Great, right leg rolls in. Left leg rolls out. Lift the front of your hips. Notice both legs, bend your left knee. Sweep your arms out and up. Take a couple of breaths. What do you feel through your legs, into the feet, into the earth? You feel the front of your hip bones lift up when you reach up. You feel your ribs get more spacious. Pausing to feel your body. Tip at your hip. That's why we go slow, so we can feel into the body just a little more. Left arm can hang down or maybe elbow to knee. Left butt cheek pulls back, left shin goes forward. Spin the chest, 3 breaths. Push into both legs to come all the way on up. Great, step both feet together, front of your mat. 1 full inhale, 1 full exhale. Exhale, sweep your arms out and up. Long spine, fold forward. Step back, downward facing dog. You're going to be quiet for about 5 breaths in your downward facing dog. If you prefer, you can come to tabletop or child's pose. I'm going to be quiet, giving you an opportunity to hear your breath. Pay attention, notice what you notice. All right, exhale, come down to table and just look up here really quickly. You can sit back for just a moment. We're going to do down dog one more time, but as I look around the room, there's a lot of us with a lot of weight in the front body in our down dog. So I think, not to divert us in a totally different direction towards the end of class, but I think this might be really helpful for forever. Okay, so when we're in down dog, I see a lot of people here. Yeah, is this you? Do you feel like this might be you? So if this feels like it might be you, or even here, right? This is a lot on my wrists. Good for you. Like this is a lot of strength in my shoulders. Bend your knees and take your hip creases, take your butt cheeks and push them back. So instead of my shoulders, see how my shoulders are more over my wrists in this shape? Take your shoulders back. See how that changes? Then bend your knees, right? And you can keep your knees bent forever. And think of your sit bones maybe going more up to the ceiling, okay? So my shoulders are way back away from my wrists. You want to try it? Then you can just let your head hang and get some decompression in your neck. Let's try. Okay, so everybody bend your knees and push your butt way back off your wrists. Hey, I don't know how it is at home, but in the room, it looks really different for some of you. Yeah. Then think of your sit bones going up. Yeah. Now, navel to spine. Pull that navel like you're really strong in that low corset. We don't necessarily need a big banana back. Yeah. Hey, fantastic. Great. Come down to table. Hey, do a couple cat cows, maybe 2 or 3 cat cows. You don't get to see your spine, but you can feel your spine through your cat cows. So as we're really coming into your body, noticing, feeling more, sometimes when we feel something that might be labeled as pain or uncomfort, we shy really far away from it. Okay, so you know yourself really, really well. Right? But if you're feeling something that's really tight or tense or doesn't feel super great in your body, show some kindness. It can be really helpful. Just show some kindness for that part of the body that might not feel 100%. You can always pause and take a few breaths into that spot. You can go really slowly into that spot. So just for example, like my low back is not feeling 100% at all. So I'm just being really kind and gentle to it. I'm still moving, still just having some awareness for it. That's right. My story. What's yours? Like where might there be a place that's like, need a little extra love. Need a little extra kindness in my body here. And then we're going to come out of this and go either to a child's pose. You might come onto your back if that's more supportive. You just want to find a place where you can hang out for about a minute. Reconnect to the earth, to the ground. Take a few moments. So wherever you are, whatever shape you're in, come back into your back body. So bring your awareness to like the back of your shoulders all the way down through the back of your ribs into the back of your hips. Can you feel some breath there? Take a nice full inhale and a full exhale. And then just slowly come on up to seated. Any kind of sitting shape you want. You can sit back on your heels. You could sit crisscross applesauce. You can sit on your butt with your legs out in front of you. What works for you? You sit in a chair. Okay. So sitting with a little more ease, as one of my teachers says, sitting upright, not uptight. Okay. Rib cage goes to the right. And then your rib cage goes to the left. Okay. So we're just going to twist the ribs side to side 2 more times, a little bit like how we started. Trying not to move your pelvis, keeping your legs, your butt nice and heavy and grounded. Next time you twist to the right, we're going to hold the twist for 3 breaths. So we don't see our back body, but we can maybe start to befriend the back body through the breath. So listening, feeling, noticing your breath through your back body. And then going over to the left. Breathing across and down your back body. And coming back to center. Great. You're going to bend your knees or bring them up. Great. You can use the back of your legs and your arms if you want, or bring your arms here. We're going to come all the way down onto your back. We're going to bring your legs up towards the ceiling. And we're just going to hang out here for 3 breaths, letting your spine find the floor, feeling the back of your head into the floor. And then after those 3 breaths, your knees will bend, your feet will come down to the ground. We always take the last few moments of class for quiet self-care, reflection, contemplation, stretching, pause, right? Taking time to take care of ourselves. So if you only had, right, 1 or 2 minutes in your day to take care of yourself, how do you use these 1 or 2 minutes to help benefit you the rest of the day, maybe even into tomorrow? And coming back to your experience. One more time, just giving yourself a moment to notice the ground beneath you in relationship to your body, breathing. If you're on your back, feel free to draw your knees into your chest, stretch out your low back a little bit, rock a little bit side to side. And then really don't overthink it. Roll over to the easiest side and come on up to sitting. Sweep your arms out and up. Give everyone a big high five for showing up. Thank you, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Have a fantastic week.